there anybody here who has and then just like that kind of praise? God, I'm grateful that I got a chance to see a child grow. I'm going to shout myself. If you got a chance to see and witness God deliver in your family or in your life or in your profession, after all of your hard work, you got a chance to see God do something great. You can't have just no kind of praise at all. You've got to have an and just like that kind of praise. I got it and just like that kind of praise. And just like that. When I look at even the church grounds that we stand on, I remember there was no building there. There was grass, trees, and the old sanctuary. And just like that, we're here. Is there anybody here? You got to have a church on the gift of legacy. There is a gift on being able to see what many have not been allowed to see. And so that's why one of the reasons why you got to have a pretest, because I don't understand how we can have closed mouths when God has given us and just like that day after day. And just like that. I'm not to the text yet. The next part of this title is I'm back to say thank you. I must teach this if you're able to get this understanding of the text, is that the earliest words we are taught as babies, right behind mama and dada, are the words, if we're ever to receive manners from the moon, Brother Simeon, are please, thank you, you're welcome, I'm sorry. The word thank you is taught early because our parents didn't want us to embarrass them by grabbing something from someone and not saying thank you for it. But I solicit to you today that thank you is a lost word. Where it should especially be a common phrase for anyone who claims themselves to be a believer, I found that it's a lost word to this new generation. And many of us from the old generation have seemed to forgot how to teach it, how to model it, how to use it. I have opened doors for folk to no words given of thank you. Giving gifts, no thank you cards. They've had sugar in them, as Pastor Gaines would say. No thank you. Many affirmations to help in areas of self-worth to people. No thank you. And eventually seen folk at church with no praise, no thank you. Beloved, here are the reason that you don't get a thank you from people is because people that have no gratitude towards God can't possibly celebrate you. Am I messing with somebody? Folk that got no gratitude for what God has done are not going to thank you for anything. If you can't thank God for everything, who am I? You asking too much for them to be gracious and say thank you. And if you can't thank people you see, how can you thank God who you haven't seen? Lord, one of the things that hurts my feelings the most is when I go out of my way to do something or make something happen, and that person that you did it for, who doesn't know or think that it costs you any kind of sacrifice to do it for them, act like it's not worth any type of gratitude. Don't think that someone always has to give to you on your birthday or your graduation or at dinner. You don't know what I had to sacrifice to bless you. Many of us don't know what the sacrifice took for our parents to do the little or the much that they did for us. The least that we can do in our grown bodies is go up to them and say, thank you. I don't care if your life has been perfect. And I don't care if your life has been hell, whatever it is that they did, if they did their best for you and they got you to where you are now, no matter what, the least that you can do is go back and say, I know you didn't have it to give me, mama, but thank you. The beans that we had at night was just enough to fill my belly. I might have had to eat some Spam and some bologna sandwiches. Whatever you gave me, you gave it to me with love, and it was the best you had. Least I can say is thank you. It sure was easy to read with some lights in the house. Thank you for at least putting the lights on. Is there anybody here? I had good water. I can run from the faucet. Thank you. At least I had water to drink. Is there anybody here who understands the lost art of a thank you? A thank you can go a long way. You know that, right? If you say thank you to somebody, it means that you recognize that it took them something to do something, and that something that they did helped you along the way. I'm just surveying at here and at home. Is there anybody here who can remember a thank you?